So I wasn't going to have that. I wasn't going to allow her company to continue.
It wasn't just that, they wanted to use the script that you'd worked very, very hard on to be the first production that they did, didn't they?
Yeah, they wanted to still use my script, and I put other scripts up on websites that would produce money for the company, and I wasn't going to have that either. So I made it very clear to the actors what was going on, because she was trying to be very sly about it. The actors, I think, lost a lot of loyalty and decided to pursue other options, whilst keeping contact with me.
To this day, they're still on your side.
Yes, yeah, they are. They still want to work with me, and they will, because they're talented, they're loyal. All I want from people who are going to work with me is loyalty and immense talent. I can't see what the problem is with that.
No.
Like, if I'm going to succeed, I need people who will succeed to be part of that team.
It will help you, and then you will in turn help them if they help you get to where you need to be.
Yeah, and I've got those people now. So anyway, that's that. But I didn't want them to continue as a company, especially with government funding. So I got the government to cut them out as well.
Yeah, you told them what was going on.
So the company is now disbanded. She's in a different country.
Is she?
Yeah, she is. And so that's the end of Magic Quill. But
good.
It's definitely not the end of Danny Meyer, is it?
Nah.
So then I was still working with the sculptors, and I look online for entertainment industry, for jobs in the entertainment industry, and on Star Now I apply for loads of listings and stuff like that, but there was one that said a film production company were looking for script writers, so I obviously got in touch, sent some scripts, and this was in April. And I also started working at the Dellington Arms Hotel at this point, because a very lovely lady who helped me through one of the darkest periods of my time worked there, and I kept in touch with her, and she basically got me the job, and it really, really helped in working at the DA. But I was still working with these sculptors, and I was still working on my writing career. So I sent some scripts to these producers of this film production company, and they got back in touch in April and said, yeah, we'll take you on board. It's like, yay, awesome, quality. I didn't quite know much of the history, but at that point I'd already been fucked about so much that I decided I no longer could give a fuck. And if I'm going to get fucked about by these other people, it's going to happen, but at least I'm going to walk away with something to take with me to the next level. But luckily they've been alright. But it went quiet. It went very, very, very quiet. I didn't hear from them again until September, actually. So then a lot of shit went down at the DA, Denton Arms Hotel, and I was sent my P45. I made an official complaint. Well, I didn't actually, no, I just called up and fucking shouted at them and told them exactly what was going to happen. They admitted wrong and re-employed me, but didn't give me any hours whatsoever. No, so obviously...
You didn't even want to be re-employed by them anyway?
No, I told them, I do not trust you, this is what's going to happen. And they was like, oh, yeah, you've been reinstated. But even though they re-employed me, they didn't give me any hours whatsoever. But according to the tax office, I had a job. So when I started working again, I would get taxed 25% second earning. So I had to, obviously, sort my taxes out and everything else like that. And it was hard to find a job after they stabbed me in the back, after I worked my fucking ass off for them, and was probably one of the best waiters they had, who could really involve himself with the customers and the clients that we had. And because I'm a colourful character, and I can be very, very posh.
You can light up a room purely by just being in it.
No matter what the atmosphere is in the room, if I want to change it, I will change it. But if I'm at work and I need to be involved in the atmosphere, I will fucking act my ass off. I mean, I don't want to act as a professional, but god damn it, I'm fucking good. Like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Like, so I'd be very posh, and I could be very cool and calm, and the customers fucking love it. Like, so I was pissed off when they fired me illegally. Well, it wasn't illegally, because I'd been there less than 2 years. I wasn't a particular employee. But the fact of the matter is, they're cunts. Apart from my mate who works there, she's lovely. She's lovely. And she will be someone who I want involved in my life until the end of it, really. Yeah. I always want to have contact with her. She's an incredible person. Yeah. So I had to find another job. I hadn't yet received any more contact from this production company, so I figured that had been laid to rest. Yeah. So I found a job as a cleaner, couple of hours a day, 3 a.m. in the morning. That was fucking nightmare. I stuck it out for about a week, and then I started working at a pub in town.
Yeah.
The manager really liked me. She gave me the job, and she was going to offer me quite a lot of hours every week. She went on holiday, and the bar manager was a dickhead. And as soon as she went away, he offered me 1 hour for the week. So it was like, fuck off, I quit. I found another job by that point. I started working. I didn't have another job yet. I had an interview for a job, and I'm very good at speaking to people. I will get what I want out of a situation, unless they're already conspiring against me.
Yeah.
In which case they was fucking around with me. But these people weren't, because they didn't know me. So I had the interview. Before I had the interview, I got the interview, went and quit. Went to the interview, got the job. Started working, and I got on really, really well. But then I was working from, to begin with, I was just doing the evening shifts, whatever, 6-7 hours a day throughout a week and stuff like that. And then I started opening the bar and closing the bar and working right through on pretty much a daily basis, apart from 1 day off a week and 1 day where I would just do a regular shift. But the manager there was she was up herself. By this point, the producer, I sent messages to this producer to provoke him into actually sending the contract, giving me a project, and coming to understand me as a writer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was working at Toby Carfrey then, and the manager was a dickhead, up herself, under-medicated and under-stressed. Everyone knows this. So I went next door to Frankie and Benny's, found out that they were looking for staff, didn't even hand in a CV yet, went back to worked for an hour, and I thought, fuck this, I'm going home, because I know they were employing me next door, so I quit. So I walked out. Next day went to the restaurant, Frankie and Benny's, with my CV, got the interview, got the job. All well and good. I wasn't working behind the bar, I was working on the restaurant floor, getting tips, blah blah blah, lovely. And then the other week, actually, not too long ago, the Friday before Christmas, the manager decided, or realised he wasn't respected, and realised that I commanded respect. So he tried being a dickhead to me. He told me my apron was creased, even though no one else had even fucking noticed the crease on my apron, really. He told me to go to the hotel and iron it. I thought he was joking, and I was like, yeah, okay, enjoying the laugh with him. And then I realised it was serious, and I was like, whatever, okay. And he sent me home because I said whatever. And he was like, fuck you, then I quit. Because at this point I got the contract, and I realised I could work on my career, and I had the idea that I was going to get this manager involved, and I'm writing a book. I've got a global publisher who wanted to publish it.
Yeah.
And I knew for a fact that if I concentrated hard, and if you was okay with it, that I'd be able to succeed over the next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's the year of 2013 in my work life, I would say. But now I'm a writer, editing my book and get that published. When I say it like that, it sounds like it's not that exciting, is it? But we know for a fact that actually it's set in stone.
Yeah.
It is something which is going to happen.
Unless something massively drastic happens.
Unless I die.
Yeah, that's massively drastic.
Or unless my dream comes true and I get shot in the right side of my brain and no longer can imagine.
Yeah.
That better not happen. So basically, that's 2013.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell, in about half an hour.
That's not bad.
Okay, so now 2014, what's going to happen?
Well, we as a couple have come to the conclusion, understanding that during this year, Danny isn't going to be working. You're going to be concentrating on your career, which is fine.
I mean, it's already got to the point where everyone who's involved in my career is saying, fucking hell, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
The people who have the power are saying it's going to happen, basically.
Which is who you want to be saying that to, you know, to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to continue working, for the foreseeable future I'm going to continue working in the Castle Key, but...
For the next couple of months you'll continue working, but then my book will be published.
Yeah.
my first book. I'm hoping that I won't have to pay a subsidy fee because the first book is brilliant. It's called Keys of Time, and it's the first in a series of 5 Keys of Eternity. And Darwin's Publications, a global publisher, already said they wanted to publish it for me. But what I want to do is negotiate a contract in the UK, because I still have a global audience, but just not automatically. The work has to develop itself to that global thing. Don't ask for a publisher on here, because I will fucking sit down and I'll get on my laptop, I'll get online, and I'll work through my career without YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. That sounded unfair.
We'll edit.
Fine. Yeah. So 2014 is going to produce. It's going to include 2 films written, hopefully a film produced, and a novel published, and a contract.
If not more.
A writer's contract. When you have a publisher and they agree to give you the contract, minimum £1 million is what you will get for that. And I can describe my books brilliantly, and I can really allow people to see, because I've proven throughout this year that I can make people see what I see.
Yeah.
In my creation.
You wouldn't be where you are today if you hadn't done that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have the contacts who want to work with me. I wouldn't have producers who, to be fair, these people who have given me the contract made it already. They don't need to give me the opportunities.
No.
But they have, because of the way I've contacted them.
They didn't know you before.
The way we've had communication, they believe in me, and they want to work with me. Not only do they want to work with me on the contract they've given me, but yesterday I was offered another one.
Yeah.
Which is why it's 2 films to be writing. And then, as well, I was told about a week ago that the idea which I told them I wanted to produce my own film was something which they would want to work on